Hi guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video, how you can be 100% authentically you without ever getting criticism and without ever taking anybody off. I want you to grab a piece of paper and a pen and we're going to dive right in. You ready? Okay, step number 1. Give up that dream, get a new one. Wait, before you click off this video and get angry at me because you thought this video was going to be about something else, stick with me for just a second. My name is Heather Morrison and I'm a mindset mentor and a confidence crusader. And I want you to think about why you clicked on this video in the first place. Was it the hook that you could show up authentically as you? Or was it the hook that you would never take anybody off? I see this a lot right now, and social media truly has amplified this. This has always existed in our society, but because now everybody's online, that criticism is much closer to home, right? So ask yourself first, why does that matter so much to you, what somebody else thinks of you? Well, first of all, we want to get acceptance from our tribe. That's human nature. But your tribe is not necessarily the person on the other side of that camera who you don't have any idea who that person is. This is the keyboard warrior that criticizes you for that background or these teeth or this hair or whatever it is, fill in the blank. And these are the people we let get us down, right? I want you to understand that you are always going to be something. You're going to be too fat, too tall, too thin, too short, too young, too old, too whatever, fill in the blank. And if you live your life not being authentically you because you're afraid of that criticism, that's a tragedy. So first we have to figure out where that comes from. A lot of people don't want to do something because they're afraid of repeating the past. And by that I mean someone somewhere in their past has told them that they're not good enough, that they're too fat, too short, too old, too young, whatever it is. And they held on to that story, and now they're running everything in their life through that, what I call a fear filter. So you have that 6th grade teacher that told you you'd never amount to anything. So now, 40 years later, you don't go live, you don't hit live on the record and go live on Facebook because you're never going to amount to anything, because people are going to laugh at you, because you don't know what you're talking about, because you're not old enough to have an opinion about that yet, because you're too old and you're not relevant anymore, right? Because you haven't gone through experiences that other people have gone through and you just don't know what they're going through. Again, it's fill in the blank, right? Jeff Bezos says, for heaven's sakes, if you don't want to ever be criticized, for heaven's sakes, don't ever do anything, because somebody somewhere will always find a reason to criticize you. So once you find the authentic you, and I love and I hate that word because it's getting a lot of buzz right now, but there's something to that. Once you find who you are truly, and you're comfortable with allowing that to come into the world, I promise you, trust me, I promise you, it gets so much easier because you're not pretending to be something that you're not, right? You're not pretending that life doesn't exist outside that door. When the kids zoom in past you on the Zoom calls, or the dog starts barking, or we get terrified at that. Oh my God, what are people going to think? Who cares? Who cares what people think? You've got life going on, right? When people criticize you, first of all, it's usually from a place that they've been criticized, right? Hurt people hurt other people. So because they have a fear or they've been criticized about something, now they're going to turn around and do that to you. There's a great book by Brene Brown. It's called Daring Greatly. And that is from a speech that Theodore Roosevelt gave that talks about, the victory doesn't go to the person who at the very end won it all or did a great job. The victory goes to the person who's in the arena, who's toughing it out, who comes again and again and gets knocked down again and again. That person that's got the mud on their face and the mud on their knees because they've been knocked down so many times. That's who the victory goes to, because those people were daring greatly. Those were the people that were in the ring. Okay. By the way, I've got something, a great little gift, little nugget for you. If you stick around with me till the end, I'll tell you all about that. It's how to get into action, super quick snippets, not big, huge, long projects, about how you can get into bold action today. And I'll tell you how to get that. Just stick around, stick with me for a minute. So first of all, realize that somebody somewhere is going to criticize you. You're always going to be to something, fill in the blank. Second of all, realize that if you start maneuvering your life and becoming a people-pleasing pretzel, and you're a contortionist to try to fit into whatever you think society, your child, your spouse, your parents, the PTA board, your clients. You're trying to manipulate yourself and to try to figure out what all of those people and all of those entities want from you. You are never going to please all those people. You won't. That's human nature. What you can do is please yourself. What you can do is know your core values. Know who and what you're available for and who and what you're not available for, and act accordingly. And by that, I mean, if you need to go back through your life and prune a little dead wood in the terms of friendships or clients or spouses, you need to prune a little dead wood. And I know that's a bold bite. I know that that's a big punch, right? And it's you might say it's easier said than done. Trust me, I've done it. I know that that's a challenging thing to do. But if you're accepting criticism from someone in your life and you're continuing to allow it to go on, and you've then gone on to set up a boundary and say, hey, listen, I am not available for that anymore. That's not who I am anymore. And you get a little pushback because people are like, wait a minute, I've always talked to you like that. Now you're telling me it's not acceptable. What's going on? And you explain your boundaries to them and you explain that that's no longer acceptable to you. And they keep coming at you, then it's time to prune the dead wood. If you're a gardener, or even if you're not, I'm going to explain this to you. You understand that in order for a bush or a tree or whatever to thrive, you have to get rid of the dead wood. You have to prune out the dead pieces in order to allow that bush to thrive and that flower to flower. And that's the same thing with your life. In order for you to thrive, you need to get rid of the people and circumstances and criticism in your life that are bringing you down. Okay? And that's one of my favorite topics. And we go a little bit into that in that little nugget that I'm going to send off to you guys at the very end about building boundaries. It's mind-blowing how freeing that is once you do that. Okay? So I want you to think as well that society is fickle. Okay? This is a great phenomenon that's going on right now. Apparently, I don't know this because I'm not in this demographic, but apparently mom jeans are back. And these are the jeans that are a little bit higher cut. They're, a little bit fuller cut. They're not the skinny jeans, okay? They're the mom jeans. Well, here's a funny thing. I remember growing up on Saturday Night Live, they had a sketch about mom jeans. Like they were making fun of mom jeans. And now all of a sudden they're in favor again. Society is fickle, which means that if you spend all of your time trying to fit into someone else's ideal version, because this is the trend or this is what somebody else's version of acceptable is, then they'll change, right? Then society will tell you, oh, no. That's what was popular last week, last month, last year. But now we're shifting. Now we're going this direction. And trust me, I know this because I talk to so many people that build out a program based on what they think someone else needs, right? They build out this program and then they realize, oh, now the industry is shifting. Now we're going this direction, which makes me so frustrated and so sad for people. If you look at what you are truly good at and your zone of genius and work from that, it doesn't matter what's going on out in society. Okay. And I understand you want to follow the demographics and you want to follow the likes and the analytics and all of that stuff. That's great. That's fine. But do that from a place of knowing exactly who you are, what you're so up for, what you're available for, what you're not available for. Okay. And build a business and a life around that. Again, it's so much easier, you guys. I remember growing up that I was that people-pleasing pretzel for a long time. And it was hard. It's hard to figure out what other people want. And it's hard not to be able to feel comfortable standing up for yourself and saying, yeah, that doesn't work for me. That doesn't work for me anymore. Right? And whether that's excusing yourself from a volunteer opportunity that you made a long time ago that you're no longer willing to do, backing out of that, that's a challenge, or leaving a spouse, right? Or having to put a kid into addiction services or whatever it is. Sometimes these are hard challenges, right? Building those boundaries, knowing who you are, knowing what you are and aren't available for are 3 huge game changers. So I told you guys about a little goodie that I wanted to share with you, at the end. So this is my Bold Life Blueprint. And again, not a project, quick little snippets that you can institute today to get you started in that direction of not caring what other people have to say, right? If you drop the word bold, B-O-L-D, in the comments below, I would be happy to shoot that over to you. I hope this has served you today. I hope you found something in this that you could go off and use. Or even if you just had a mindset shift just a little, that's all I'm looking for, right? That's huge too. My name is Heather Morrison. And again, I'm a mindset mentor and a confidence crusader. I help entrepreneurs show up and amplify their voice, their value, and their action so they can show up boldly in their business and life unapologetically. Drop bold down in the comment and I will get that off to you and we will see you later. Bye.